In Tigray, Ethiopia, it's now 3 weeks since a truce was called. After one of the longest blockades in modern history. There is a need for 100 trucks per day continuing life-saving supplies to Tigray. Since the truce, there should have been at least 2,000 trucks going into Tigray. But there has been only 20 trucks in total, representing 1% of the need. In effect, the siege by the Ethiopian and Eritrean forces continues. Avert the humanitarian calamity and hundreds of thousands more people from dying, we need unfettered humanitarian access from those reinforcing the siege. As well as medicines, the immediate need for food and fuel and other basic services to be allowed into the region. On Tigray, I said it in my statement also, as you rightly said, it's 20 trucks since the truce. And I also said the UN estimate for Tigray is 100 trucks per day required. And this is the minimum. So by now, in the last 3 weeks, there should have been 2,000 trucks actually already that could have arrived in Tigray. But not only since the truce, maybe you will be alarmed if you see since December. Since December, this is the first 20 trucks. And since December, 4 months, more than 12,000 trucks, but only 20 trucks. And as we speak, people are dying of starvation. Dying because they have no food. It's very serious. And I repeat again what I said earlier, this is one of the longest and worst siege by both Eritrean and Ethiopian forces in modern history. And its impact, I think anybody can understand. Of course, it's important that there is engagement to resolve this peacefully. That's very important. But I'm also worried at the same time that these 20 trucks could be just, a diplomatic maneuver. I'm sorry to say that. It could be. Because if there is commitment, if there is truce, then as agreed, 100 trucks should make their way every day. I don't think there is any reason to believe, because there are some who say, oh, because of security reasons we couldn't send. But in many conflict areas, even in the middle of the conflict, we're sending supplies. We're sending supplies. And conflict cannot be an excuse. Humanitarian support is given at all times. And I say, the security issue which is being raised is an excuse. And food and other supplies, medicine should be available as humanitarian support at all times. And that, I think, has to be the standard if we are to save lives. And the focus may ask why food is. I don't think people will need medicine before food. They will need food to survive, and then, of course, they will need medicine. That's why the two are not separate. Probably food is medicine. And people would starve to death even if you have medicine. But at the same time, although there are some trickles of medicine reaching the region, that's also under blockade. And I said it last time, 46,000 people living with HIV, we don't know where they are. No program. And many of them, you would assume that they have already died. But I think some people have said it earlier. I don't know if the world really gives equal attention to black and white lives. I said it last week. The whole attention to Ukraine is very important, of course, because it impacts the whole world. But even a fraction of it is not being given to Tigray, Yemen, Afghanistan, Syria, and the rest. A fraction. And I need to be blunt and honest that the world is not treating the human race same way. Some are more equal than others. And when I say this, it pains me, because I see it. Very difficult to accept, but it's happening. Thank you, Simon, again for your question. But I hope the world comes back to its senses and treats all human life equally. What's happening in Ethiopia is a tragic situation. People are being burned alive. I don't know if that was even taken seriously by the media because of their ethnicity, but nothing else. Without any crime. So we need to balance. We need to take every life seriously, because every life is precious. Thank you, Fadila, and back to you.